Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Greenville for our AVP grass tour stop. Greenville Open, day 2 underway here. If you were able to join us for our first match today, we had women's quarterfinals, followed by this match here, men's quarterfinals. So to start this off, we have Troyer and Fisher taking on Sutton and Gaston. And so to start, out of system ball. And the first point will go to Troyer and Fisher. They're on the left side of your screen. And on the right in the USA shorts, that is Spencer Gaston paired up with John Sutton. And a topspin serve there onto Gaston. And Spencer with a rip through the top of the block, right through the uprights for their first point, 1-1. Spencer will go back there. He's all decked out in the slunks, the tank top, the shorts. Could only guess that those are slunk shoes, but we're going to have 1-1 here, so tied up. And that one down the middle and in for an ace. Spencer Gaston tags the back line. Taking on, that is Eric Fisher and Andre Troyer. Float serve there from Gaston. And a swing into the angle will tag the line. So these gentlemen using every dimension of the court so far. 2 tagged lines and 3 points.
Nice arm. Impressive, sir.
So that's 4 points. So match play the whole way here.
Double deuce here.
That will not change as we go out the deuce. So best 2 out of 3 sets, each set to 21, switching every 7 points.
I don't know, Spencer was trying to catch that, and Sutton told him don't do that.
So a miss serve there from Troyer and Fisher. So John Sutton will be back at the service line. He's got the leggings on and the gray outfit. And a pair of missed serves there. We're going to be tied up at 3-all now. Switching next point. Not a whole lot of wind here today in Greenville. We're kind of elevated here, so can't really see behind center court here, though. But we're up on this turf, this elevated field. Down below, there's 4 baseball fields down on the lower part of this, and Spencer Gaston with a run-up. Kind of soft block, didn't really press, but that's going to come back here. Overset. Earning the lucky ones there. So 4-3. Spencer Gaston back at the service line. A float serve down the line and just wide.
I guess his muscle shirt is coming in handy. Just so much power, he sent it just wide of the sideline. 4-4.
Float serve now. On to John Sutton there. He's going to swing it through the top of the block. And in. So 5-4. Sutton and Gaston keeping that lead there just by 1. But a routine side out there for them. Serve now for John Sutton. Tags top of the tape, kept alive, out of the net, and down the middle and in for Troyer and Fisher. Not what you would call a routine side out there. A little bit of a scramble play, but picked up, kept alive, and put away for a side out point, 5-all. And that one's going to be long of the end line, so that serve there from Eric Fisher. Spencer back at the service line to continue, 6-5. top
really
spin serve for him.
Your first 95 hits are going to look like the next 96.
And that one's going to be long of the corner there
shouldn't last 30 minutes.
from Andre Troyer.
Court 2's been warming up for the better part of a decade. Come on. I think Bush and Cheney were still in office when you started warming up. Let's go.
Top spin serve now for Gaston. Tags the top of the tape, kept alive by Troyer. Little push set out and a great touch there from Gaston. Not able to be handled though.
6, serving 7. We're going to be switching sides here in set number 1 on the next point.
It's a really good
Court
set here.
number 2,
Pushed
hint.
out to
The
Troyer,
other
and
open game is
really good
about to do a
contact
side
there, but that's
switch.
going to contact outside of our
Number 2.
antenna for an out of bounds.
If there's not another team to play, you can forfeit it. I'm
So
fine with that.
Troyer will serve there, and that is
Court
an
switches
ace
sides here on
serve
center court.
for Andre Troyer. So 8-6. Sorry, that is 7-all. So we switch sides, so every 7 points. Yeah, wind not a factor right now. As you can see that flag right behind Andre Troyer. That flag is very stoic, so not much wind as a factor. A couple gusts here and there, but for the most part, it's pretty
Ace serving
nice and
at
easy out here.
8-7.
It's a little cool, about 75 degrees. Not much humidity to increase that. A nice cloud coverage as well. Maybe not what you'd picture when you think outdoor volleyball, but our players rocking with it, getting it done. And cut shot there from Sutton will fall for a point and a side out. Great little thumb down cut shot there from the left side for John Sutton. Float serve there onto Troyer. Push to the outside and a big swing down the line for Andre Troyer. Putting that one away, 9-8.
Court 2, are you guys ready to go, or do you need another 45, 50 minutes? 60? You're going to start tomorrow? Oh, you're starting tomorrow. Got it. Okay.
Eric Fisher at the service line going top spin serve for the lefty.
You can start at 19-19. I'm fine with that, too.
High line touched by Fisher, but
Down the line, Fisher
not able to
gets a
handle that
touchdown.
one,
It's
so
gonna fall for the
that'll
point.
fall for a point for
We got
Gaston
9-9.
and Sutton.
As court number 2 is about to start their match, 12 serving 13. You guys decide who gets 12 and who gets 13.
Float serve now for Gaston.
Ref to court
That
3,
one's going to
that's
be
either
just wide of the
Weicker or,
sideline. So miss serve there. Troyer and Fisher will take that lead 10-9.
Oh, Snipes, yeah. Snipes needs to get to court 3 then. Oh, and Wood? All right, there you go. Once again, you guys get 5 minutes to warm up, not 45 minutes to warm up. So let's get things going.
And a miss serve there from Troyer will even things up at 10. We're going to take a technical timeout next point, as well as switch sides. So John Sutton at the service line. Really important point here going into the second half of the match. Going to want to have a lead, and Andre Troyer will blow that one up into the angle as we switch sides. And a great swing there, just keeping his body open, receiving the set. Good high contact there, past the block for a point. So 11-10 for Troyer and Fisher. What we consider the halfway point of the match, and that is going to tie things up at 11. So
Yeah, it's a bit long. We have 11-11.
they still have the advantage.
Somebody's making a wish.
Opportunity to side out and put one
Oh, Shelby just had
away
on
to
the
keep
ladder
that
just like
lead.
Tom did. I get it. Who's got a better try? Oh,
So what we say is earning a real point. So while you're serving, if you're able to get a transition dig or force an error, that you're going to earn a real point. But side out will just mean that it keeps tying itself back up. So win by 2 means one of these teams is going to have to earn a real to get there. And Troyer with a serve off the top of the tape to Gaston, and a double slipped right through the hands of John Sutton. And that is part of how it is here in Greenville right now.
Holding that open level.
Very slick court, the ball getting some moisture on it.
Serving 11 now.
So 13-11, and there's that real point we're talking about where Troyer and Fisher earned it there. Unforced error, unfortunately, from John Sutton, and so he's going to be wanting to earn one back here from the service line as he'll go back. Gaston's been ripping the topspin serve. So has Eric Fisher. But John Sutton's going to go with a deep float serve down the middle to Troyer. Fisher will put that one down, try to turn it down the line, but Spencer Gaston will get the block for point.
Right there. No hat, no shades, but a full block for Gaston.
And Gaston pointing to his bicep where he thinks he got the block, but nice clean press there from him. So John Sutton will be serving again, 13-all. Deep float serve there, and that is going to be just long of the end line. So 14-13 out for Troyer and Fisher. Switching next point.
Platform out and everything.
Float serve now from Fisher, not going with the top spin. Nice high set there from Sutton, and a block for point. Andre Troyer. We're going to switch sides, 15-13.
And we are switching sides.
And it looked like Sutton wanted to turn that down the line, but Andre Troyer meeting him up there in the right spot. So float serve now from Eric on to Sutton. Sutton in the middle. And a high angle shot picked up by Fisher. Opportunity to earn another one. And Gaston with a touch, but that'll fall for a point. Troyer and Fisher, the 3-point lead now. Late here in set number 1. So there's Eric Fisher getting it done from the service line, letting his partner get things done. And Sutton and Gaston are actually going to take a timeout here, talk over some strategy, maybe grab some water. But getting good touches. Right now, Spencer and John are their split blocking, so both of them will have opportunities to play defense and block. Spencer with a couple blocks so far, but Andre Troyer at the net right now has gotten them 2 big ones. And a good rally back and forth. The last couple points will give Troyer and Fisher the advantage here, 13-16. Huge thank you to our partners here at G Vegas for helping us co-host this tournament here. AVP is bringing you the men's and women's open divisions. But down on the lower courts as well as up here, we have quite a few courts. I want to say close to 40 courts up here. Up on the main field and down on the baseball fields, we have 7 or 8 on each field. So a good size tournament. Yesterday was all doubles, so except for some juniors triples. And a block touch there as we're back to the action. Troyer, short spot. Gaston having to poke that one. And a good rally here. Gaston will give the option ball from John Sutton through the top of the tape and down for a point. So after the timeout, Gaston and Sutton earning that one. So 14-16 for the side out. All 4 of our men's quarterfinals going on right now. Just behind here on court number 2, we have another one going on. And a great pickup there from Spencer Gaston. Off the net, swing into the deep corner for a point dig and kill for Spencer Gaston.
We have
15-16 that lead now. Only one for Fisher and Troyer.
Just understanding.
If you do want to check out the other matches going on here in Greenville, head over to avpamerica.bracketpal.com. Just go down there to the Greenville Open Grass Tour stop, and you can click in there, find the pools, see how teams did yesterday. Based off the pools, we took top three, and that is an unfortunate bounce off the net and out of bounds on the block touch for Gaston and Sutton. So Troyer will go back to the service line.
Troyer back to serve.
So Andre Troyer there in the blue top to serve. Going with the top spin serve. Oh, two-step gather for him. And the option pokey there from Spencer Gaston.
Gaston with the
Will make it 16-17.
Makes it 16-17.
Sutton at the service line there. Short float there and swing down the swing between Sutton and Gaston. Will find the open court, 18-16. We'll have a switch next point.
18 serving 16.
Eric Fisher at the service line there. Looking to have a 19-16 lead going into this last switch potentially. And Andre Troyer with a big block to give them the 19-16 lead here as we switch sides.
Troyer with a monster block.
Just 2 away from taking set number 1.
Are you just going to be staring me down, or?
So that's the second block Troyer has now, where he's taken away that line swing from Sutton. And the soft touch from Spencer will find the damp grass this morning. So 17-19 now, Spencer Gaston back there, going to be playing defense. John Sutton up at the net. Nice set there from Troyer, and a cut shot there, just not enough to get over the net. So a real point earned, our gap back to only 1.
Just a touch low. Now we've got 18 serving 19.
Spencer looking to earn another one here. He's got that last couple serves. Top spin serve and an ace for Spencer Gaston. We are tied up at 19 all, so win by 2 still. And we could be going into some extra points here, but 19 all, 2 in a row will get the win. Set number 1. Some good action here on Championship Sunday. Top spin serve now from Gaston. Down the middle, picked up there by Fisher this time. And a big swing through the top of the block and off the platform of Gaston. So set point number 1 for Troyer and Fisher. It's going to be Andre Troyer to serve that here. So good swing, high contact through the top of the block. Spencer knew he almost had it, but hard to corral that back to John Sutton because he's got to go over after that top touch off the block. Spencer with a swing on the touch of the soft block from Gaston, but Andre Troyer is going to put that one away on the option ball. 21-19, Troyer and Fisher take set number 1. We're going to grab a quick timeout, break, grab some water. Thank you to our partners over at YK Water for sponsoring this tournament, bringing us all the hydration needs for our grass tour stops. So YK Water, proud sponsor of the AVP. But the rain has stopped here in Greenville. It was raining pretty steadily this morning till about 9:15. We pushed play back to start at 10 o'clock, so this is just our second round of games today. We only have 6 rounds planned out for y'all at home, so tune in for more action throughout the day. We have women's semifinal coming up after this. We have Alex and Kane taking on Sibiero and Divine And after that, we'll have a men's semifinal followed by our two finals. Women's first around probably close to 3 o'clock, 3:30. And then we will have the men's final after that to wrap up the tournament. And our next stop will be in Chattanooga in October for our final grass stop of the year, Grass Nationals. So we'll be excited to bring you that. That's going to be October 8th and 9th. So getting back to action here, Gaston and Sutton to first to serve here in set number 2. 21-19 was that first set score. So maybe see some intensity ramping up here from Gaston and Sutton to really give them the push and momentum. And there's a great topspin serve, but taken well by Eric Fisher. And a big swing for the lefty, but Doug back kept alive. And a soft roll shot, Gaston all over that one. No approach, and the Kong block for Troyer. Beautiful one-handed press to earn that point. A little bit of a flashy play there for Andre Troyer. Elevating, knowing exactly where that ball's going and putting it back onto their side. So serve onto John Sutton now. Cut shot there just wide of the sideline. And so 2-0, Troyer and Fisher earning a real early. Another float serve there on to John Sutton. Run the behind set. A soft roller past the block will fall down on that near sideline to us. So 1-2, Gaston and Sutton earn their first point of this set. Deep float serve there on to Eric Fisher. Pushed out to the pin. Lefty off the top of the block. Oh, we're going to have a double contact called on the set from Andre Troyer.
Two serving two.
John Sutton there back at the service line, the blue cap and gray top. Float serve there on to Fisher again, rolled up for him. A nice soft roll shot picked up by Gaston, and a big swing from Gaston on the near side.
On the outside, that'd be Spencer Gaston with a swing for a kill. 3 serving 2.
That time with that ball not being short into the court, Gaston able to get a nice approach there. Both of his feet to the ball. A little bit of a broad jump, but here on the grass, that's going to work perfectly for him. And able to blow that ball up into the angle. So we talked a little bit in our last match about this. Mr. Shaw joined me on the mic for a brief moment, talk about some differences and similarities between beach and grass and indoor, the 3 forms of volleyball. 4 if you include sitting volleyball, which is actually quite a lot of fun. And an option ball there from Troyer. We'll get the side out, so we're going to have 3-3. So we'll switch next point, but each form of volleyball having its differences. So there on the beach, you're obviously playing on a different surface than you would typically feel on the grass. The grass, a very similar surface to indoor in terms of being able to jump extremely well, get that extra elevation, and so that 7'11" net is going to feel a little bit smaller than it would if you're playing in the deep sands of Manhattan Beach or over there on the West Coast, or even where we were a couple weeks ago for Virginia Beach, our last Tier 3 stop before we have this break until November, where we'll pick up another Tier 3 event there in Huntington Beach the second weekend of November. And a service error there from Gaston will be out of bounds to tie things back up at 4-all. But some of those similarities we've talked about, obviously we're playing with the same size court, indoor being a 30 by 30, but we've had some tournaments this year, the Rumble and the Smash on our grass tour stops that played big court, as well as old school side out scoring and old school rules, so no tape serves. But here in Greenville, we're new school rules with our block touch counts as one. You're allowed to tape serve, shorter court, rally scoring, similar to what we have seen over the last couple years. And a big swing for Eric Fisher on the right side off the platform of John Sutton, as that ball will head over into our outer courts. But really enjoying seeing how players make the transition. So Gaston played in Virginia Beach just a couple weeks ago.
Looks like Mac Attack is getting open for business. If you're hungry, head on
And making the transition from beach to grass isn't as hard. You can still have that same kind of approach. It really tailors to the players that are able to play both. So this is that perfect blend of indoor and beach, where you can go up and be one of those hitters that you see indoor, where they just go up and rip the ball a lot of times, but you also see the placement and precision that beach players bring, hitting a lot of shots. We've seen John Sutton hit a couple cut shots. Spencer Gaston has hit some as well, but Troyer and Fisher seem to be getting a lot of the work done with heavy swings. So just straight up bringing power into the equation and putting the ball away on big swings, as well as Troyer so far having some really good blocks. And Gaston's going to sweep that one past the block, so that one just outside of the line of the block for Troyer. A little bit narrower than maybe he wanted. And squeaks it somehow in the seam down there. Maybe a late block there, a jump into the angle from Troyer opened up that seam. Gaston going with the float serve now. That one's going to be out of bounds on the option ball. Not able to handle that. Troyer and Fisher. So 8-5. We're going to switch next point, and a good lead here early in set number 2 after dropping the first. Gaston and Sutton. Interesting to see Spencer not going for that topspin serve anymore. He was using it to apply some pressure. Some may argue that a topspin serve, especially if you're an indoor player, may be easier to pass. You essentially just have to get your platform there and hold it, as that one will find the top of the tape and down for a point.
6-8.
So 6-8 will be our second side switch here in set 2. But using those deep floats, you don't have as much pace on it. So obviously with a topspin serve, you're able to get a little bit of an approach there, unless you have a hybrid serve. Some hybrid serves we've seen this year on the tour. One I know that we've seen quite a lot throughout the season is Caleb Quakel. He's got a great hybrid serve. He has a lot of control with his wrist, just manipulating where that serve is going to go, tagging sidelines just all the way across the court. And so you don't see too many players with hybrid serves. It's usually a pretty traditional, like jump float. You'll go off 2 feet, just a nice, one-handed toss. I've seen quite a few players having two-handed tosses as well. Sometimes that can give you more control, as well as just get your hands up early to get that into that, what we'd call that bow and arrow, to get your arm up there ready to swing. And so a nice float serve there from John Sutton onto Eric Fisher. High snap. Not really much of a follow through on the swing there, just a lot of snap on that top to get that back down into that line. So we'll see here. That set's kind of in the middle, a lot of room to work with. And yeah, great camera work there from our friends over at Streamography, getting a good look at Eric Fisher getting that done. So Troyer going with the float serve now too. He has that two-handed float serve, and John Sutton there just a little bit under that ball. So that's going to be why the sideline, we're tied up at 9 all. Taking a second to go collect the volleyball that went over into our outer court. So got a couple volleyballs here on center court, but trying to use the driest of them all because that ball will get a little bit of weight in it, plays a little differently, floats a little differently. So trying to build that consistency, and that is going to be just along of the end line from Troyer.
Sutton on the button here. Oh, correction. Gaston.
So as we're saying earlier, this is going to be our last stop of September. We'll pick up again on that second weekend of October. So the 8th and 9th will be in Chattanooga, Tennessee for Grass Nationals. And Gaston going with the topspin serve again there. Brought that back out.
Wow, Troyer.
And an option there from Troyer. We'll put that at the top of the tape. So 11 to 9, we'll switch and take our technical next point. But Chattanooga in October, and then we take quite a bit of a break, and then we'll be back on the Tier 3 grind over in Huntington Beach, California, the second weekend of November. So the 11th, we'll have that qualifier and a 2-day main draw there on Saturday and Sunday. And then we'll be taking it to the East Coast, Clearwater. We'll have Tier 3 there from the 15th to the 20th. And then we'll round off November with East Coast Championships. That's going to be a juniors tournament. That'll be an awesome event for all those that have gotten to compete across our juniors tour this year. We started in New Orleans and had some great success in Atlantic City for them as well. And then we'll have, I believe, another event in Central Florida that replaced the event we had earlier that we're supposed to be next weekend actually in Atlantic City. That's going to be moved to December. That'll be down in Tavares, Florida at Hickory Point Beach. They got a great facility down there. Ms. Bishop, the commissioner of the Florida region of volleyball down there, done a great job building that facility up from the ground. It used to be a bowl of sand and a lot of trees around it. It's had a nice clearing. It's had some great tournaments there as well. And a good scramble play there, but that is not going to be able to get over the top of the tape. And Sutton and Gaston dodging a bullet there. These Parkinsons have been either very generous or very unlucky and unfortunate for you, but that one will not trickle over the top of the tape. And so a 2-point lead now for Sutton and Gaston. They had a 3-point lead earlier. Troyer and Fisher tied it up, and then they're getting a little bit of a lead back here. And Eric Fisher blowing it up into the angle will find that sideline. Taking some speed off. Taking away some power for some placement. Oh, and that one is unfortunate for Sutton and Gaston. That's going to tie it up. An ace serve off the top of the tape for Andre Troyer. Andre Troyer out of Limestone, Tennessee. Paired up there with Eric out of Crockett, Virginia. But Sutton and Gaston, both natives of North Carolina. It's a good pass there from Sutton out into the middle, and that's going to be just out of bounds for John Sutton into the middle.
Don't forget, folks, Mac Attack is open and ready for business. So if you want the cheesesteak mac, Carolina pulled pork.
So Troyer and Fisher taking the lead here just after our technical timeout in set number 2. They won the first one 21-19.
They take cash card and cube.
And the winner of this will move on to our men's semifinals. So next on center court, though, we have Severo and Devine taking on Alex and Kane. For one of our women's semifinals. Over on the other side, we're going to have Fletcher and Ferguson taking on Davis and Coakley, an all-Florida semifinal over there. That'll be on court 2. After that other match there going on Lilthorpe and Kraft took set number 1 over on court 2 over Barker and Slage. Barker and Slage won the dig earlier this year. They were the 1 seed coming to this tournament. Came out 2nd seed overall for pool play. This one based off of positive points. And so they're going to be trying to get their way back to Stadium Court and into another finals on the grass tour. So I guess we had a quick time out there. John Sutton heading over to our medical tent. He's going to get some attention there for a moment. Like to take a moment and thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel today, bringing you all of the matches here on center court until our men's final later. We'll be switching back and forth between men's and women's action, but here on center court right now, men's open. Gaston with an option ball just a tad low. So 14-12 is going to be set number 2 score right now. Troyer and Fisher looking to take this one. So these guys playing for a spot into the semifinals, as well as a piece of our $10,000 prize purse. That's $10,000 per gender. And John Sutton with a swing deep to the corner and in. So 13-14, we're going to switch sides, and we have the sun come out. The sun has appeared here in Greenville. Feels like a miracle. It's been raining steady for a day and a half since we've been here. And we have special appearance, and Andre Troyer with the option ball put that one away for a point. 15-13, and we're going to switch sides.
15, serving 13 now.
If we can understand that 15-13 is going to be a side switch. There we go.
Oh, that's right. We are switching sides.
So every 7 points, so 28. 7 times 4 there.
I'm not judging. I missed it too. I'm just saying.
So 2-point lead for Troyer and Fisher. John Sutton with a good shot, but picked up by Fisher and kept alive off the block.
On the putback, Gaston makes it 14-15.
And Fisher Troyer looking for a open hand receive, and they're saying it's a block. So that's one of those weird ones there where it comes back over, and Gaston leading with that left hand, so you can see how that could go either way, but being on the defensive side of the ball, that's coming over. Andre Troyer, though, brings a block back of his own, 16-14.
16-14.
And a great lineup there on John Sutton, just suffocating any kind of angle swing he had there. And so back-to-back blocks, one for each team, is going to keep Troyer and Fisher ahead by 2. 16-14, Andre Troyer. And going with a topspin serve now. That one, that toss, quite a bit low for him. He's a big guy. He's got to toss that a little bit higher to contact that nice and high out in front of him. And so Gaston will have the serve. He's going with the topspin serve, and that's going to be long out of bounds. So 17-15. Closing in towards the end of set number 2. Troyer and Fisher are going to try to hang on and take this in 2. Deep float serve there from Fisher.
serve there, 16,
And
17.
3 service errors in a row. Men's open action here in Greenville. See if John Sutton can complete the cycle. He's been more conservative with the float serve, though, but staying aggressive, trying to put that placement on deep float serve. That one, though, right to Fisher. And a block for point. 17 all. So the real point Gaston and Sutton needed. Just too tight of a set. You could see Troyer's momentum just pushing and keeping that ball with him. So that's going to float over too tight, and Gaston is going to grab that and put that one away. Float serve taken by Troyer now. And a big approach for him is going to put that one away through the top of the block. So we switch sides, 18-17. Troyer and Fisher again won the first set 21-19, so a tight match. And another tight set here as we go into the final couple points. We have could potentially be our last side switch of the game. Andre Troyer to serve. So from that far side, he's going to go with another topspin serve. That one. An ace on to John Sutton down his line, 19-17. And a 2-point lead now for Troyer and Fisher. Nice high contact there cross court. Andre Troyer is going to have another opportunity here. And that service error will send Spencer Gaston back to the service line once again. Pressure on with his topspin serve here. Topspin serve there from him. On to Fisher, the lefty. Pushed outside, no block up, and a roll shot picked up by Gaston. Option to put this one away, and a cut shot from Spencer will fall. And just like that, same as first set, we are tied at 19 all.
19 all here.
At this point in set number 1, tied up at 19 all again. Troyer and Fisher were able to get 2 in a row to end it 21-19. Gaston and Sutton looking to send this to a third set. Topspin serve down the line picked up by Fisher. A little bit of a back set. Push too much, and Fisher will swing that one long at the end line. And so set point opportunity number 1 for Spencer Gaston as he will go back to the service line. And just a tough set there from Andre Troyer. Fisher having to run that one down to try and keep that in the court, and took a whale at it, and that one went out of bounds.
He seems surprisingly sober, so I can't say that.
Topspin serve into the top of the tape, so 20 all. We're going to go to extra points.
In a race to 2. Fisher wearing the ironically named dry fit back there. 20 all here for Fisher.
Gaston with a swing out of the middle and down for a point into the corner.
Serving 20.
Gaston pushed that one out to the sideline, so John Sutton having to roll that up to him in the middle, but Spencer able to hop up there and blow that up into the angle. Soft float serve there from John Sutton deep into the corner of Fisher. And Eric Fisher with a huge swing down the line. 21-21, and an explosive left-handed swing there. Gaston with a little bit of a swing block there and took away all the angle. John Sutton slid into the line, but that is an incredible swing there from Eric Fisher. So 21 all. Andre Troyer at the service line. And a good serve there, kept alive by Sutton and Gaston. A little out-of-system play here. Back and forth option ball for Gaston. Touched by Fisher, but that'll fall for a point. So side out earned the hard way for Sutton and Gaston.
I was 7 years old when I got my first
Troyer and Fisher looking for another side out here to tie it back up, but Gaston going with the top spin serve. He's been aggressive, got an ace or two here in this match. Off the top of the tape to Fisher. And a high line there for Eric Fisher. Nice high snap there for him, keeping it in front of him. Off the set from Troyer.
Fisher back to serve.
Yeah, Gaston just getting ready for that big swing into the angle, but that'll fall in for a point into that deep line. Fisher going to float serve this time. Set into the middle off the top of the block and in for a point. John Sutton will get the side out. And so as we go further into extra points, going to keep things rolling. Serve on to Eric Fisher now. And a high line again will fall for a point for him. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So two back-to-back high line side outs for Eric Fisher. So I'd love to see maybe a tactical switch up. Obviously, what's working for Sutton and Gaston right now is serving Eric. They're going to have better opportunities, maybe trying to pick up a shot than a hard swing, but and an option ball there for Spencer Gaston. Puts it down on the line. 24-23. Extra volleyball. And that serve's going to be wide on the sideline. Fisher and Troyer knowing immediately.
That's right, got myself the Carolina chicken over there in back attack, and you've not tried it, you need to. So good, your taste was will thank you proactively. 24 all now.
Eric Fisher going with the top spin serve now. On to John Sutton, option ball with a pokey. Past the block, down for a point, tricky. 25-24, we're going to switch sides at our 49th point. John Sutton back at the service line. Float serve for him. Deep and just long of that end line. Looking to end it there, but just out of bounds. 25 all. Still win by 2. There is no cap on this. Sutton pushing that one out. And that's going to be a net violation on Gaston.
Still no signal from the referee. Was net or was it out? Which came first?
It's a net violation there from Gaston on the tight set from Sutton. And so match point opportunity for Troyer and Fisher. 26-25. Dre Troyer going with the top spin serve. That one's out of bounds along the end line. So 26s now. And a high line there on the side out for Eric Fisher will make it 27-26. It's another match point opportunity for Fisher and Troyer. Eric Fisher, the lefty, back to serve. And that one's out of bounds, so siding out the easy way, Sutton and Gaston. 27 all here. Getting high up into these extra points here. Option ball. Block for point. Spencer Gaston reading the option ball there from Eric Fisher. will put that one down for points. So giving them the advantage 28-27, looking to send this to a third. John Sutton will be at the service line. That short float serve coming into play there, earning the point, putting some service pressure on. So taking away that approach as well, but Eric Fisher, Sutton, and Gaston win the joust. That one is out of bounds, just wide of the sideline. So we're going to go to a third set, 29-27 for Sutton and Gaston in the second set. The sun comes out, blessing us with its presence as we go into a third set. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have more volleyball for you.
Get ready for a whole new wave of White Claw. New full flavor White Claw Surf. Sensational refreshment for a taste like no other.
Welcome back to set number 3 here. Gaston and Sutton taking set 2, 29-27. We went into extra innings there. And Troyer and Fisher taking set 1, 21-19. So entering set number 3. Spencer Gaston will have the first serve here.
Starting these out in set number 3, Spencer Gaston to serve.
Serve on to Fisher to start things off, and a dig for Gaston. And that one will tag the sideline and fall for a point, 1-0 to start things off. This is going to be 1 set to 15. We're going to switch every 5 points instead of 7. Oh, and you can see it just tag that sideline. Fisher couldn't believe it. So Gaston will earn that one after the pickup on the dig. Gaston going to go with another topspin serve here. That one deep down the middle, picked up by Fisher. Nobody up. And down the line, Eric Fisher will get inside out, 1-1. Float serve now. Oh, and a great touch there from Fisher off the top of the block. Ran it down. Not able to corral that in for a point. So Sutton and Gaston will have a 2-1 lead.
Need a little bit more data. We got 2-1 now.
John Sutton back at the service line. Oh, and a short float serve picked up by Fisher. Have to force it over, and then Sutton with the option ball. And a dig there. Sutton and Gaston keep it alive. Spencer Gaston going through our banner line to keep that point going. Great look there. Spencer Gaston with the hustle play to earn them the point. Comes flying back into the court there. John Sutton will have another chance to serve. This one on to Troyer into the middle. And Troyer will turn that down the line for a side out, 2-3.
With authority, bring out the super sledge. Troyer, the destroyer, going down the line. We got 2 serving 3. That's going to be long and out of bounds.
So that served long out of bounds for Troyer and Fisher. So Gaston and Sutton will have a 2-point lead here, 4-2. Early in set number 3, we switched sides last point. So again, every 5 points. Tough serve there from Gaston, not able to be handled by Fisher. And so an ace there from Spencer Gaston. So 5-2. Spencer using that all 12 feet of that end line of that room. It's high set there from Fisher, blown up into the angle. Andre Troyer.
Laying down some thunder there. 3 serving 5.
Eric Fisher will be back at the service line. 3-5 after Andre Troyer put that ball 9 courts away. Troyer's got a big arm on him. He's going to be putting a lot of pace behind those swings. And Gaston will get a touch off the block.
There was an honor call there. There's touch. Thank God these refs are watching this game.
6-3 there. Good honor call there from Troyer. I think we saw it. Our referee did not, but got the call right. So 6-3. John Sutton there at the service line. Looks like they're going to be going to Fisher, but that serve is going to go to Troyer.
Oh, just a bit wide.
And out of bounds off the top of the tape for Troyer.
Worst fit inside here, 7-3.
7-3, a 4-point lead now for Sutton and Gaston. Not a comfortable lead for them, but a lead as we take our second side switch. And that is going to be called out of bounds, very close to that end line. So confirmation over there. I have a pretty good view of that end line. So 4-7, Andre Troyer will be there. He's been going with the top spin serve. Seen him mix it up a little bit between that and the float serve, but I think to stay aggressive here, he's going to go with that top spin. Yep. That one on to John Sutton into the middle, and a waffle there from John Sutton out of bounds. 5-7. Andre Troyer will get another chance to serve. Go in that top spin serve. That one, again, just a little bit low on his toss, so not able to contact that as high as he wants. So that'll be low into the net. 8-5. And a tape serve ace for Spencer Gaston. 9-5. One more point, so we switch sides here about halfway through this third set. That point courtesy of Parkinson, sponsor for the AVP. Set off the net for Troyer and doesn't get that one to go over from the Parkinson. That's going to hold it on their side. We're going to switch 10-5. Sutton and Gaston with a comfortable lead maybe now. Just 5 points needed to end this set, but still room, no need to be complacent with a lead. So Spencer Gaston there at the service line. Top spin from him. Nice contact there, but just wide of the sideline. So an unforced serving error from Spencer makes it 6-10. Eric Fisher back to serve. He's going to go with that little two-step, two-hand float serve. Option ball from Gaston. Will squeak it through the bottom of the block, finding the open area. So keeping that 5-point lead with a side out. So 6-11. The float serve there on to Troyer. And Andre Troyer will blow that ball up just in front of John Sutton. No chance to dig that one. Put some heat behind that, John Sutton. Smiling. Appreciating that was a good swing. Andre Troyer to serve now. He's going to go with that float serve now. Not sure if that's a conservative play or thinks he can be more aggressive on it, but gives him the time to get up to the net to block. But John Sutton will put that one away past the block, in for a point. 12-7. So Gaston there at the service line. Top spin serve coming from him. option from Troyer, dug by Gaston, and Troyer will get a good block touch on the option from Sutton, but that one will fall for a point. So 13-7 now. Sutton and Gaston with a great lead. Just 2 needed to end this one. Spencer Gaston there. Still rocking that top spin. That one a tad low into the top of the tape of our Parkinson net. So Eric Fisher, the lefty, out of Crockett, Virginia. He will be back to serve. John Sutton and Andre Troyer blocked for point, 9-13. Great press there from him. Let's take a look at this on our replay. He faked the peel, came back and put up a block for a point. Realizing that set was going to be a little tighter than maybe John Sutton wanted. Tried to turn it back towards that line, and perfect lineup for him. Deep floater there from Eric Fisher. And Spencer Gaston with a big load up and swing through the top of the block. That'll give us match point opportunity number 1 here in set number 3. Sutton and Gaston 14-9, looking to move on to our semifinal. And a trickle ace serve for John Sutton will end set number 3, 15-9. Congratulations to both of these teams for making it this far. Sutton and Gaston will move on to the semifinals in just a little while. Coming up next here on center court, we're going to have a women's semifinal. Alex and Lane taking on Severo and Divine. If you want to follow along with the action, head over to avpamerica.bracketpal.com. Find our Greenville Open brackets. You can check out the pool play results from yesterday, see how things were seeded today. You can also see the upcoming matches on center court. And some of the courts have some live scoring going on as well. But thanks for joining us here for this men's quarterfinal action. Don't go anywhere. In a little bit, we're going to have women's semifinals coming up in just a few moments.
Could find and find our freedom. You and I, the sky, the moon, and the light was just a ride. Share a little love, share a little love. Learn to respect one another. We could find a way to make another day brighter now that we got each other.
It's the choices we make that define us.
Tryon Trevor is coming off a tough, heartbreaking loss.
And ultimately, the enemy is within. Some people want it, some wish for it, but others make it happen.
Tryon Trevor is super lethal, bringing fire and passion to the court.
How will you take charge?
At Corner Bakery, we're making your choice simple, with Choose 2 options every day. Choose 2 of your favorites and turn a simple lunch into a perfectly paired meal. And we're not talking about a few Choose 2 options. Pair up any sandwich or panini, any cafe fresh salad or warm simmering soup, or any pan sauteed pasta. So many kitchen crafted options, so little time. Your perfect Choose 2 combination is waiting at the Corner Bakery.